What's up, everybody? So, the experimentation with triple starter teams continues. As in this video, we're going to be trying out triple Sinnoh starters in the Ultra League Premier Cup. Now, I've made videos about triple starter team, the triple Kanto starter team, and the triple Hoenn starters as well. I leave links to those videos in the description below, but for now, we're going to take a look at triple Sinnoh starters. Now, this is obviously a pretty difficult team to use, but definitely more difficult compared to the triple Kanto team, but I feel like it's definitely more balanced than the triple Hoenn starter team. You know, Empoleon, because of that steel typing, really provides some useful resistances, and Torterra is kind of underrated as well. I think it definitely has some play in the Ultra League Premier Cup meta. And Infernape, it's not great. There are definitely better alternatives to it, but it can hang in there, right? So let's just get into these battles. Okay, moving on to the first battle here. I'm going to be leading with Empoleon, with Infernape and Torterra in the back. And we actually get off to a pretty rough start in this set of battles. So we have Empoleon into Electivire. Absolutely horrible lead here. So I'm gonna actually save switch into Infernape now because Torterra is my Electivire counter in this team. So they actually make a switch into their Honchkrow. So this actually, this is a pretty neutral matchup because we're resisting the snarl damage because of the fighting typing, but obviously we are going to take super effective damage from the sky attacks. So I'm going to build up 2 close combats here. Unfortunately, they're able to get to another charge move, so I'm going to have to double shield, unfortunately, and I'm going to just double close combat here. Now this is going to do some heavy neutral damage to the Honchkrow because of the dark and flying typing. Does get the shield, which is understandable. Immediately going to go for the next close combat here. At this point, we are heavily debuffed, so I'm really trying to switch out of this matchup and hopefully into my Empoleon here. So yeah, the switch timer is coming back up. I actually try and switch. I clicked on the Empoleon. Unfortunately, it didn't register, or I don't know what happened there. But anyway, Sky Attack's definitely going to finish off the Infernape there, and they come in with Electivire. I'm going to go into Torterra. So even though this is a positive matchup for Torterra, Electivire has access to Ice Punch, which Torterra is double weak to, right? Because of the grass and ground typing. As you can see, does so much damage there. And yeah, they're going to be able to get to another charge move. This is definitely going to finish off Torterra from this range. And I'm really hoping that I can come in with Empoleon and farm down, but they have so much loaded energy, right? I don't know how they had so much energy, but they have enough energy for a wild charge, which pretty much one-shots an Empoleon, and Electivire pretty much swept that team there. So understandable, Electivire, another Sinnoh Pokemon there. But anyways, we make a comeback here. Moving into the second battle, we have Empoleon into Togekiss. Very favorable lead again because we're resisting the charm damage because of the steel typing. And they are still staying in this matchup. I'm expecting a switch out. They are still not switching out. So I'm going to actually build up a little extra energy and then throw the Hydro Cannon here. This is going to do some heavy neutral damage to the Togekiss. Does get the shield there, which is understandable. And at this point, I'm probably just going to shield once because Flamethrower would still do quite a bit of damage to Empoleon. It is just an aerial ace though, so could have let that go through. And I'm going to try and completely farm this Togekiss down, right? But they actually make a switch into their Gyarados. Going to go immediately into my Torterra here. Now, Razor Leaf is absolutely going to destroy this Gyarados here. So I'm not going to shield this. Both Aqua Tail and Crunch would be neutral, of course. It is a Crunch, which is absolutely fine. We can definitely survive that. And at this point, I'm going to try and go straight for the Sand Tomb here. Now, even though this is double resisted, it should probably get the shield from the Gyarados and also lower its defense. Let's see what they decide. They shield that up, which is absolutely perfect. They have lowered their defense at this point, so I'm going to let this go through as well. Aqua Tail would put us pretty low. Puts us, almost knocks us out, but yeah, it does take us out. At this point, we lose switch advantage, but we have shield advantage, right? So I'm going to come in with Empoleon and Waterfall this Gyarados down. And we have a lot of loaded energy to throw at whatever's going to come out. They actually come in with Magnezone. So immediately going to go for the Hydro Cannon here. This is going to do some heavy neutral damage to the Magnezone. And I'm immediately going to switch into Infernape. So I'm going to switch into Infernape and I'm going to shield this up, obviously, right? Because Wild Charge would do a lot of damage here. But it's just a mirror shot bait, which is absolutely fine. And they make a switch into their Togekiss. I'm going to go straight for the Blast Burn here. And I could have farmed down with Fire Spin, but we're taking a lot of damage from those charms. So I might as well just throw the Blast Burn here. It's definitely going to take out the Togekiss. And Magnezone is going to go down to Fire Spin. So yeah, it's just one of those situations where I guess it worked effectively there. As you can see, Torterra really putting in work, especially against the likes of Gyarados. Obviously, the Swampert matchup would be even better, but it does pretty decent against Gyarados as well. So anyways, moving into the third battle here, we have Empoleon into Togekiss again. Absolutely perfect lead here. So let's see what they decide to do. They are still staying in this matchup, and they actually make a switch now into Venusaur, going to go straight into Infernape here. Again, it's a very positive matchup. So I'm going to have to shield the Sludge Bomb, of course. It's going to do some heavy neutral damage. And again, Infernape is extremely glassy, so you definitely want to protect it. And I'm going to go straight for the Blast Burn here before another charge move can come through, because I don't want to take another Sludge Bomb. So let's see if they decide to shield this up. They actually shield that up, which is very surprising. So at this point, I'm probably going to double shield and Fire Spin farm this Venusaur down. So I'm going to shield this up, obviously. So at this point, we are going to be down a shield, but we're going to have a lot of loaded energy to throw at whatever's going to come out, right? So we farm this Venusaur down completely. They come in with Empoleon. I go straight for the Blast Burn. I made a mistake here. I should have gone for the close combat, to be honest, because Blast Burn is only hitting for neutral, whereas close combat would be super effective. But as I didn't want to debuff myself, but unfortunately it doesn't really make a difference because Waterfall takes us out. So I come in with Torterra here, and this is probably going to be a Drill Peck, which hits for super effective because of the grass typing. And they make a switch into their Togekiss. I immediately go into Empoleon and throw the Hydro Cannon here. Now they still have a shield, so it's still not over yet, because if they have Flamethrower, then this could be pretty tricky, right? So they shield that up, and I'm really trying to get to the next Hydro Cannon before another charge move can come through. But they're able to get to a charge move first. So this is going to be an Ancient Power, which is great. Ancient Power really is such a terrible move when it comes to damage output. And yeah, I go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. This is definitely going to finish off the Togekiss from this range. And yeah, I think Empoleon is just going to go down to Waterfall there. So another scenario where I think, sort of winning the lead really helped. I think in a couple of games in a row, we managed to win the lead with Empoleon onto Togekiss. And that's the benefit of, I guess, having Empoleon in the team. It's because of its very unique typing. It really has a lot of useful resistances, and yeah, it can be a pretty solid lead. So anyways, we have Empoleon into Scizor. So this is again a pretty positive matchup, right? Because the Scizor is running Bullet Punch, which is double resisted because of the water and steel typing on Empoleon. And I'm not going to shield the first one just in case they get the boost. I might need to shield the next one. They didn't get the boost, which is great. So I'm going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. This is going to do heavy neutral damage to the Scizor and put it extremely low. I don't know why they didn't shield that, to be honest, but Scizor goes down, which is fine. And this is great, right? So I think winning the lead with a significant health advantage can always be crucial. They come in with Ampharos. I'm really trying to get to a Hydro Cannon here. Unfortunately, we lose CMP there. So I'm going to let the Thunder Punch go through, because I can just come in with Torterra, which completely walls this Ampharos. Obviously, do have to watch out for Focus Blast and Dragon Pulse, but they actually make a switch into their Electivire. So I'm okay with this. I'm actually going to stay in and double shield my Torterra and completely Razor Leaf this Electivire down, right? Torterra has a very positive matchup against electric types because it triple resists the electric type moves because of the grass and ground typing. And yeah, I'm just going to double shield because nothing Ampharos has is really enough to threaten a Torterra. Nothing Ampharos has is going to one-shot a Torterra. So we have so much loaded energy. I'm going to go straight for the Sand Tomb here. This is definitely going to get the shield from the Ampharos and also lower their defense, which is absolutely fine. At this point, they can't even switch out because it's their final Pokemon. And charge move coming through. This seemed a little too early to be a Focus Blast. So, but it's only a Thunder Punch, right? Look, it does almost nothing to Torterra there. And yeah, I'm going to go straight for the Sand Tomb here. This is going to get the final shield, but it's pretty much GG's at this point. We still have a full health Infernape in the back as well, but Razor Leaf is able to take it out there. So as you can see, I mean, it was a double electric team they were running in the back, which is very spicy, but Torterra completely walls electric types, right? And not Electivire though, because it has access to Ice Punch, but I think with a 2-shield advantage, it can be a fantastic situation to be in. So we are 3-1 in this set right now, which is kind of surprising. So let's move into the final battle here. It's actually one of those battles, I think, where I made a crucial mistake. So we have Empoleon into Blaziken. So this is actually a pretty positive matchup. We're both doing super effective damage to each other, but Waterfall is doing more to Blaziken than Counter is to Empoleon. So I'm going to shield once and completely farm this Blaziken down here. So yeah, I'm just going to completely farm this thing down, and we have so much loaded energy to throw at whatever's going to come out next. So it is an Alolan Muk, so go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. This is going to do some heavy neutral damage, do about 30 to 40% of Alolan Muk's health as it does there. And yeah, they are trying to farm us down, so I'm going to be able to get to another Hydro Cannon here, right? This is probably going to get the shield from the Alolan Muk or put it extremely low. Does get the shield there, which is fine, and they have a lot of loaded energy, right? So I'm going to come in with Infernape, and I'm hoping they bait with Dark Pulse, because Dark Pulse would be resisted because of the fighting typing. but they actually go for the Sludge Wave, right? That does heavy neutral damage there. And they make a switch into their Caesar. I blind switch into Torterra. So I actually thought, they were bringing some water type or something to instantly delete my Infernape. So I just blind switched. And that was a crucial mistake, right? Because Infernape would have melted the Caesar with Fire Spins. I should have just stayed in that matchup. Now, this is not a good matchup at all because Razor Leaf is heavily resisted by the Caesar because of the bug and steel typing. And I go straight for the Sand Tomb here. This is again going to do neutral damage, but isn't really going to do that much. It is going to lower its defense, of course, but it's not a great situation to be in, right? Because I'm going to have to shield this up because the health on Infernape is extremely low. And yeah, that Alolan Mug still has quite a bit of health. So yeah, they have a shield as well. So I was actually trying to build up 2 close combats, but we don't get it in time. So it's fine, absolutely fine. Dark Pulse is going to take us out and we lose that game there. So okay, I guess that can be one of those disadvantages of blind switching. I was so worried about them having a water type in the back, but if I just stayed in, I could have definitely won that matchup, right? So definitely a misplay from my part, but overall it's fine. As you can see, we went 3-2, which is not bad at all. And overall, it's an okay team, right? It's not the perfect team, but it definitely has some play against a lot of the Pokemon in the meta. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.